Settlement agreement signing, that's something that you need to have done if you have got a settlement agreement, and you need to get that done by a solicitor. They will normally charge you an amount that's in the agreement itself. In fact, they won't charge you, they'll charge your employer. So for example, we would send an invoice to your employer directly, and you wouldn't be involved in that process. We also have a guarantee whereby we guarantee not to charge you anything at all. So we're never going to ask you to supplement that amount. If it's particularly complex, we might ask your employer to pay a bit more. But there's a little bit more to signing these things than just literally putting pen to paper. We go through it with you, explain all the small print. There's a tax indemnity clause in there, which you might have noticed if you've got one already, which looks a bit scary, and it looks like you're liable to pay tax, even though it should all be tax-free. Now, don't worry about that. Normally that never gets activated at all. That's just put in by custom and practice. There's often a reference clause which is missing from these things. So we'd normally advise you to get a reference drafted, an agreed reference put in there, just so that in the future, when you're getting your next job, you know, it tells your new employer your dates of employment and your job title. Wouldn't go into any more detail than that normally, because that's a bit of a can of worms. So your old employer could say all sorts. So just restrict them to a standard reference. That's a safer bet. And then there's a few other things to look out for in there. Non-disparaging remarks clause, that should be mutual, so it should be reciprocal, go both ways, and a few other things. So certainly what we would do, and any good solicitor would kind of go through these things carefully with you, and also look at the amount you're getting, work out if that's a good deal. You may well be just really happy with it, but it's good to know, you know, your case value too. So if you do get in touch, we'll give you a free consultation and let you know a couple of these things, you know, without any obligation or anything like that to proceed with us. So give us a shout if you're in any doubt. Thanks a lot. Bye.